Happy birthday बोला वेलंकनी माऊलीला आणि तुम्ही भेटल्या कणाला चला गाजवूया सोला चला गाजवूया सोला चला गाजवूया सोला
परमेश्वर तुमशी असो
तुमचे आत्म्याशी तरी
आरोग्यदायी वेलणकणी माऊलीचे मदतीशी सारा मलदार परमेश्वर देव बाप देवपूत आणि स्पिरिट संतांचा बेसांग तुमचे व सदा सर्व का असो.
वेलंकनी माते तुझा सण गाजवितो आजच्या दिनी प्रार्थना करीतो हातोनी जोडून आम्ही मागतो ते कृपा आम्हाला प्रार्थितो. वेलंकनी माते तुझा सण गाजवितो आजच्या दिनी प्रार्थना करीतो हातोनी जोडून आम्ही मागतो ते कृपा आम्हाला प्रार्थितो. आहे तुझाच आम्हाला आधार तुझ्याशिवाय कुठे जाणार शुद्ध ठेव आमचे आचार विचार हलका कर जीवनाचा भार. आहे तुझाच आम्हाला आधार तुझ्याशिवाय कुठे जाणार शुद्ध ठेव आमचे आचार विचार हलका कर जीवनाचा भार.
वेलंकनी माते तुझा सण गाजवितो आजच्या दिनी प्रार्थना करीतो हातोनी जोडून आम्ही मागतो ते कृपा आम्हाला प्रार्थितो.
काना गावी केली मध्यस्थी आली आनंदाला भरती तुझ्या नावाची कीर्ती जगती त्याची करीतो आम्ही स्तुती. काना गावी केली मध्यस्थी आली आनंदाला भरती तुझ्या नावाची कीर्ती जगती त्याची करीतो आम्ही स्तुती.
वेलंकनी माते तुझा सण गाजवितो आजच्या दिनी प्रार्थना करीतो हातोनी जोडून आम्ही मागतो
तुझ्या विना उदास जीवन, तुझा प्रीतीने भरलेलं मन, सदा सर्वदा करतो राखण, असं मागतो आम्ही सर्वजण. तुझ्या विना उदास जीवन, तुझा प्रीतीने भरलेलं मन, सदा सर्वदा करतो राखण, असं मागतो आम्ही सर्वजण.
वेलंकनी माते तुझा सण गाजवितो, आजच्या दिनी प्रार्थना करीतो, हातोनी जोडूनी आम्ही मागतो, दे कृपा आम्हाला प्रार्थितो, दे कृपा आम्हाला प्रार्थितो, दे कृपा आम्हाला प्रार्थितो, दे कृपा आम्हाला प्रार्थितो, दे कृपा आम्हाला प्रार्थितो.
You are the honor of our people, O Virgin Mary, the joy of Israel. You're blessed among all women, for you treasure the word in your heart. You were taken into heaven, into heaven, into heaven, into his marvelous light, into his marvelous light. So now rejoice in your Savior, holy his name, and let us praise the Almighty, the Lord who did marvels for you. For you were taken into heaven, into heaven, into heaven, into his marvelous light, into his marvelous light, into freedom, into freedom, into freedom, into freedom, into his marvelous light, into his marvelous light.
Greetings to all of you, members of the Association of Mary, Help of Christians. I am grateful for this opportunity to address you on this Feast of Mary and to share with you some ideas about our association. The old members may know already, and for the new, it may be something that can help all of us to be more committed and dedicated. First of all, a very happy feast of Mary that we are all celebrating together. And so let us begin. You've heard of Valdocco, the place where St. John Bosco started his work in Turin. It is called the cradle of Salesian work. And at the center is the Basilica of Mary, Help of Christians, that Don Bosco himself built. Mary, Help of Christians is known by all as Don Bosco's Madonna. Madonna meaning mother. Even though this devotion goes back to the early centuries of Christianity, Lepanto in 1571, and the association created by Pius VII when he returned to Rome after being imprisoned by Napoleon in 1814. However, the origin of ADMA, Associazione di Maria Ausiliatrice, the original Italian, is directly linked to the Basilica of Mary, Help of Christians in Valdocco, Turin. This sanctuary of Mary, Help of Christians arose from the heart and the courage of Don Bosco's great devotion to the Madonna. It was an enterprise marked by extraordinary events and enormous difficulties. Don Bosco never tired of repeating that it was the Madonna herself who wanted the church, and she herself, after showing him even the place where it was to rise, helped him to find the necessary means. The Basilica was completed in 1868. And then the pious Christians came to Don Bosco and said, "We now have a beautiful church. Do something for us to have a deeper devotion to Mary." And so the Association of the Devotees of Mary Help of Christians, ADMA, became the second group founded by Don Bosco himself after the Salesians of Don Bosco, who were the first. And it was canonically erected at the sanctuary of Valdocco 1 year after the basilica was built on the 18th of April 1869. The intention of Don Bosco was promoting veneration of the most holy sacrament and devotion to Mary, Help of Christians. In 1870, Blessed Pope Pius IX raised it to an arch-confraternity, enriching it with spiritual favors, allowing it to expand in the Piedmont area of North Italy. In 1889, 20 years later, Pope Leo XIII granted the right to aggregate similar associations attached to any church or public oratory belonging to the Salesian Society. ADMA acquired a worldwide dimension. For some years, it lost its vitality, and then its recognition and expansion suddenly took off from 1988, the centenary year of the death of Don Bosco. I'm happy to tell you that our unit at Matunga has been aggregated to the primary association in the Basilica of Turin. I will explain this later. On the 5th of July, 1989, ADMA was recognized as one of the many branches of the Salesian family. And today it has grown itself into a mighty tree. In the 24th General Chapter of all the Salesians, 1996, we read these words. Don Bosco started the association of the devotees of Mary, Help of Christians, involving them in the spirituality and the mission of the Salesian congregation by commitments readily realizable by the majority of simple people. Very significant words. First of all, therefore, let us analyze these words. First, majority of simple people. Don Bosco wanted many good Christians to become members. And so there was no difficult conditions to become a member of ADMA. Secondly, it involved them very closely with the Salesians in their spirituality and their mission. And so it is important for all ADMA members to understand Don Bosco, especially his devotion to Mary and his mission, working for poor and marginalized youth and for vocations. And then fostering and promoting devotion to Jesus in the Blessed Sacrament and to Mary, help of Christians. So this, in a few words, is what ADMA is all about. It was a testimony of Don Bosco's ability to involve everyone in the education and salvation of youth. Don Bosco founded 2 monuments. One was ADMA for the simple, good Christians, and the other was the Daughters of Mary, Help of Christians, the Salesian sisters, who became another huge branch in the Salesian family, together with the Salesians of Don Bosco. It was in 2003, after many years and much study, discussion, and efforts, on the 7th of October 2003, that we have the new regulations of the association. This was granted by the Congregation of Rome for the Institutes of Consecrated Life and the Societies of Apostolic Life. Those of you, therefore, who make their commitment as members of ADMA receive a copy of these new regulations. Those of you who have the booklet will realize that it is not something very difficult, it's not something very demanding and big, but it is very ordinary. And so therefore, in the Basilica of Mary, Help of Christians, we have what is called the primary center. There, we have all the countries who have started ADMA groups aggregating themselves. Since a register began in the Basilica in 1891, where different groups from all over the world were aggregated, we are told that until 2007, there have been 3,350 associations aggregated. Today, of course, this number has grown very, very high. What does being aggregated mean? My dear friends, it is very important to understand that when you make your commitment as a member of ADMA, your names are sent to Valdocco, Turin, and are entered in this register of the primary center of ADMA in the Basilica of Mary, Help of Christians. You share in all the spiritual benefits, prayers, and suffrages offered there by the devotees who come to pray. And so therefore, you are in a special way linked to this Basilica which is the foundation of Don Bosco's work and of our congregation. Many international congresses of this association have been held. The first one in Turin, Valdocco, in 1988, 100 years after the death of Don Bosco, his centenary of his death. Bolivia, 1995, Spain, 1999, Turin again, 2003, Mexico, 2007, and recently there was the International Congress in Argentina. And so, my friends, what does personal membership of the association consist of? You will find it in Article 4 of the regulations. It implies the following commitments, particularly in the family, in the areas of your local environment, and in your parish church. First, a due esteem for and participation in liturgical life in harmony with the church, of which Mary is the type and the figure. And so a sense of belonging to the church, a participation in all the liturgical services, and in particular the sacraments of the Eucharist and reconciliation. And in the practice of a personal Christian life. You see that this is something that you are already doing. It's not a question of many activities. It's not a question of heavy responsibilities. The focus is on devotion to Jesus and Mary. Next, it is living and spreading this devotion, in particular in the Salesian family. Therefore, you who are members are invited to talk about Mary, to celebrate her feasts, to be witnesses of this devotion, and therefore to attract many other people to become devotees of Mary, Help of Christians, and to become members of this association. And so, to keep us united in growing in this devotion, we keep up the practices of Marian devotion. First, the commemoration of the 24th of each month. You all celebrate the 24th of May with great devotion and solemnity. The 24th of every month is a reminder that flows from that devotion and that leads to that celebration. Second, the recitation of the Rosary. I hope in all your families you can foster the family Rosary. Third, the novena in preparation for the feast, the solemnity of Mary, Help of Christians in month of May, celebrated well in the shrine of Don Bosco's Madonna, Matunga. Fourth, the blessing of Mary, Help of Christians. Don Bosco framed this blessing, and the prayers are very simple but very meaningful. Fifth, pilgrimages to Marian shrines and sanctuaries. We had started this practice of the annual Marian pilgrimage. I remember in the initial years, we had gone to Our Lady of Fatima in Karjat, to Our Lady of Velankani in Bhathe, Uttan, to Our Lady of Velankani in Irla, and finally to Our Lady of Velankani, the national shrine at Tanjore in Tamil Nadu. And so these pilgrimages help us to come closer to our Blessed Mother. Then we have processions, as you have on the 24th of May. And then you have collaboration in the parish life. We cannot live separately from the church. And so you take part in liturgy, in catechesis, in visits to the sick and the aged, in the associations in your parish, and therefore you are active members of the church. Next, you imitate Mary by cultivating in your own family a Christian environment. Every home is modeled on the family of Holy Family of Nazareth, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. And so every home is a Catholic home where the values of the gospel are practiced. Next, the members become solicitous and caring both in prayer and action for poor youngsters. That is the basic charism, that is the whole focus of Don Bosco's life and mission. Next, praying for and supporting vocations in the church. Lay vocations, married vocations, religious vocations of sisters and priests and brothers, and vocations to the diocesan priesthood as well. Of course, the first priority is vocations to the Salesian family. Last but not least is living a daily spirituality. If we are children of Mary, and if we have committed ourselves to belonging to this association of her devotees, then our life needs to be a life of deep spirituality that keeps on growing. And this comes from studying, listening, discussing, all that will help us to grow in our spirituality. Bible study, study of our Christian doctrine, adult faith formation, reading good spiritual books, attending retreats, listening to talks on spiritual subjects, group discussions in our meetings on issues of the church and the society. And these and many other opportunities help us not just to pray and to be members, but to actively grow in our spirituality. My dear friends, in this way, devotion to Mary, help of Christians, means imitating her life, being totally dedicated to the love for her Son Jesus, and to the care and concern for all the children, all our brothers and sisters, every other person whom Jesus on the cross gave to Mary as her own children when he proclaimed that she was to be the mother of the Church. Our traditional devotion then takes on this apostolic note that takes us out in reaching to help Christians and non-Christians, promoting the ADMA association that will bring more and more people to love Mary, to know Mary, and to live as her devoted children. As you celebrate the 11th anniversary of the foundation of ADMA in the shrine of Don Bosco's Madonna, Matunga, I wish all of you God's blessings that you may grow in this devotion, that you may find great happiness and peace in your own lives, and that you may carry the joy and the love of Christ to all those around you. God bless you, and let us keep each other in our prayers. Mary, help of Christians, pray for us.
Tell them, Saturday, that is 8th of September, Mother Mary's birthday. We want to celebrate just like huge festival. Tell them.
You don't worry, I will arrange everything.
ये बोलते हैं सितंबर महीने 8 तारीख को शनिवार है, उस दिन हमारी मेरी माता का बर्थडे भी है। उसी त्योहार को धूमधाम से करेंगे हम। त्योहार को मनाने में कोई भी कमी ना हो। नाचने में मशहूर तंजौर की नर्तकी नर्तकों मोटी छोटी टोली बुलाओ। मोर नाच, बाघ नाच, घोड़े की छम, भरतनाट्यम। अरे यार तुम जल्दी में पैदा होते क्या? और साथ में हो सुंदर आतिशबाजी। अच्छा जी, ओके।
की छोरी अखियों में बाहर बन के आना, बाहर बन के आना, प्यार लाना ना भुलाना। बाकी छोरी अखियों में बाहर बन के आना, बाहर बन के आना, प्यार लाना ना भुलाना। लाना ना भुलाना, हंसनबल खाना, हंसनबल खाना, अपने पी के रंग में रंग जाना। अपने पी के रंग में रंग जाना। ओ रंग जाना, रंग जाना, रंग रंग जाना, रंग जाना, रंग जाना, रंग रंग जाना। उड़ने वाले मेरे बाके घोड़े, छोटी है तुम अक्कल भय गुम, शोले हैं ये घोड़े। प्यारा मौसम सुन रे सनम, छबीले ये घोड़े। मेरे रंग रंगीले घोड़े, मस्ती में नाचे मस्त घोड़े। शेर बन के हाथी बन के झूम झूम नाचे घोड़े। शोले हैं ये घोड़े, अम्मा देखो बाल घोड़े। अब्बा शोले हैं ये घोड़े, अम्मा देखो बाल घोड़े। रानी मन रे नाचे चंपा माझिन रे नाचे हो संग सजने रे
मछली के संग नीर झूमो मगन मस्त नैया नाचे नाचे संग सैया साजन रे मछली के संग नीर झूमो मगन मस्त नैया नाचे नाचे संग सैया साजन रे
मस्त नारी का मन रे सोना सनम गोरा तन रे नाचे तो संग सजने रे मस्त नारी का मन रे सोना सनम गोरा तन रे नाचे हो संग सजनी रे
गया कहे मैया नाम बचपन की जननी रे नाचे संग सैया साजन रे
नाचे हो संग सजनी रे
नाचे संग सैया साजन रे ओ हो भैया ओ हो भैया ओ हो भैया ओ हो भैया
पालम बादल संग मोर बन नाचे हम नाचे हम
आई मोर गोर बालम कोई नहीं हम कोई नहीं हम
मस्त मगन सजनी संग नाचे हम आसमान नाचे गाए मौसम कोई नहीं गम नाचे हो संग सजनी रे
नाचे संग सैया साजन रे
नाचे हो संग सजनी रे
नाचे संग सैया साजन रे
बीत गई से यहाँ एक छोटा सा चर्च तैयार हो गया। बाद में कैथोलिक पादरियों ने मिलके खूब मेहनत करके सबकी मदद से एक खूबसूरत से इतने आलीशान महान पवित्र चर्च का निर्माण कर दिया इस जगह पर।
ये बात है भैया आओ चलो चले मंदिर।
The Basilica of Our Lady of Good Health is located at the small town of Velankani in the state of Tamil Nadu in southern India. The Roman Catholic Latin Rite Basilica is devoted to Our Lady of Good Health. Devotion to Our Lady of Good Health of Velankani can be traced to the mid-16th century and is attributed to 3 miracles at sites around where the basilica stands.
Sometime during the 16th century, Our Lady with her infant son appeared to a Hindu boy carrying milk to a customer's home. While he rested under a banyan tree near a tank, pond, Our Lady appeared to him and asked for milk for her son, and the boy gave her some. On reaching the customer's home, the boy apologized for his lateness and the reduced amount of milk by relating the incident that occurred on his way. On inspection, the man found the milk pot to be full and realized that something miraculous had happened. That man, also a Hindu, wanting to see the place where the apparition occurred, accompanied the boy. When they reached the tank, Our Lady appeared once again. On learning that it was Our Lady who appeared to the boy, the residents of the local Catholic community became ecstatic. The tank where the apparition took place is called Mathakulam, or Our Lady's tank.
Some years later Our Lady appeared again. This time to a crippled boy who was selling buttermilk near a public square on the outskirts of the same village of Velankani. She asked him for buttermilk for her infant son, and the boy complied. Our Lady asked the boy to inform a certain wealthy Catholic man in the nearby town of Nagapattinam of her appearance. Not realizing that his crippled leg was miraculously cured by Our Lady, the boy rose up and began his journey. The man also had a vision the previous night in which Our Lady asked him to build a chapel for her. Together, the man and the boy returned to the site of the miracle. This time Our Lady appeared to both. The man erected a thatched chapel for Our Lady at the site of her second appearance. This chapel became a holy place of veneration to our Blessed Mother, and she was called henceforth Mother of Good Health, Arogyamatha.
A few years later, our merciful mother rescued a few Portuguese merchant sailors from a violent storm, which wrecked their ship. When the merchants reached the shore of Velankani, they were taken by local fishermen to the thatched chapel. To give thanks and pay tribute to Our Lady, they built a small permanent chapel on their return trip. On subsequent visits they improved on it. The merchants dedicated the chapel to Our Lady on September 8 to celebrate the feast of her nativity and to mark the date of their safe landing to Vailankani.
The shrine of Vailankani was elevated to the status of minor basilica and merged with the major basilica of Mary Major, in Rome on the 3rd of November 1962 by Pope John XXIII, September 8th. The Feast of the Mary is also commemorated as the Feast of Our Lady of Good Health. The celebration starts on the 29th of August and ends on the day of the feast.
महाराष्ट्र ईस्ट इंडियन ख्रिश्चन फेडरेशन 1 सप्टेंबरला 2020 ला 10 वर्ष झाले आमची सुरुवात झाली संस्था महाराष्ट्रीयन ईस्ट इंडियन ख्रिश्चन फेडरेशन संस्था सुरुवात केली 1 सप्टेंबरला 2010 ला आणि काय काय आम्ही कामं केले ते बघा आम्ही तुम्ही दावरणार काय काय आम्ही कामे केले कोणच्यासाठी केलेले आहे आपले ईस्ट इंडियन लोकांसाठी आपले ईस्ट इंडियन सगळ्या लोकांसाठी तर बघा तुम्ही काय काय कामं केले डोलं ऐसं उघडूशी बघा आणि मनामध्ये ठेवा आम्ही काय काम केले ते
झटकन पैसाच खराब वासना तान पुसतय पहिला पटकन बरी काम केलेली लगेच दिसत नाही ती नजरन म्हणून सांगतय तुम्हाला मी ऐका लावून तुम्ही चितमन महाराष्ट्र ईस्ट इंडियन ख्रिश्चन फेडरेशन हाय ऑर्गनायझेशन हरबट बरे तो हाय आता फाउंडेशन त्याचे साई पण बरेच जण सन 2000 हाला केलं स्थापन त्यांचे कमिटीचं नाव गाजते हौशन सगळ्यांना एक ठेल्यान त्यांची ती अडचण आईली गावान मिळून ते सगळ्यान गरीबासो का तो शाहूकार सगळ्यांना न्याय दिल्यान मोठे मोठे सोले गाजविल्यान भारी भक्षी संभी वाटिल्यान फुलाची पाकळी देऊन कलिकांना मदती केल्यान आवडीचं इमाजनं वाकादान केल्यान त्या उत्तम फाटी देवलान वरालनं दादरचं कुरूच बचविल्यान पुरावा देऊन तोंड बंद केल्यान इंडियन भवनसाठी 2000 झाला किंती केलंय एक्झामिनर बुकान पोलिसी RTIची माहिती देण्यासाठी गावान वकील घेऊन फिरल्यान मोठमोठे मंत्र्यांचे सैन बी ते बैसल्यान नावाचे हक्कासाठी मांडल्यान आवरी हिंमत त्यांचं लावलेलंय बरेच गावान खरोखर काय बघा हाय त्यांची शान खरोखर काय बघा हाय त्यांची शान
जय ईस्ट इंडियन
जय ईस्ट इंडियन
जय ईस्ट इंडियन बोला जय ईस्ट इंडियन
Let us all join together in singing, Daily, daily, sing to Mary. Daily, daily, sing to Mary, sing my soul, her praise is due. All her feast, her actions worship, with our hearts devotion true. Lost in wandering contemplation, we your majesty confess. Call the mother, call the virgin, happy mother, virginless.
वेलंकनी नवलाची माय स्त्रियांतू धन्य आहार निर्मललेली तू निखळलेली तू दुनीची हैस गे ऐकवारी मरी गे तू धन्य सर्गाचा उजेर तुवर हाय इस्पिरित संत तुला लाभलाय न जेजूस राजाची गे झायलीस माय ऐकवारी मरी गे तू धन्य सर्गाचा उजेर तुवर हाय इस्पिरित संत तुला लाभलाय न जेजूस राजाची गे झायलीस माय वेलंकनीये नवलाचे माय स्त्रियांतू धन्य हाय निवडलेली तू निखरलेली तू दुनीची हैस गे साय माऊलीची बोली जेजूस वाणी दराखाचा रस केला त्यानी मटक्यान होता निकला पाणी पाणी तुझे करणीची दुनिया जाणी कानी माऊलीची बोली जेजूस वाणी दराखाचा रस केला त्यानी मटक्यान होता निकला पाणी पाणी तुझे करणीची दुनिया जाणी कानी वेलंकनीये नवलाचे माय स्त्रियांतू धन्य हाय निवडलेली तू निखरलेली तू दुनीची हैस गे साय लंगरी पोराला केलं धावत दुधाचं मटकं झायलं वाथ नवल दावरी लस अजून मोठ सुनामी देवला लारेली खात खात लंगरी पोराला केलं धावत दुधाचं मटकं झायलं वाथ नवल दावरी लस अजून मोठ सुनामी देवला लारेली खात खात वेलंकनीये नवलाचे माय स्त्रियांतू धन्य हाय निवडलेली तू निखरलेली तू दुनीची हैस गे साय वेलंकनीये नवलाचे माय स्त्रियांतू धन्य हाय निवडलेली तू निखरलेली तू दुनीची हैस गे साय वेलंकनीये नवलाचे माय स्त्रियांतू धन्य हाय निवडलेली तू निखरलेली तू दुनीची हैस गे साय